How does life, well, make more life? It's one of the most fundamental questions in all of biology. But to really get it, we don't need to start with the most complicated stuff. Nope. We just need to start with a really simple question about you. I mean, think about it for a second. You might have your dad's eyes or your mom's laugh, but you are uniquely you. So why aren't you just an exact clone? Well, the answer to that simple question unlocks one of the most important strategies for survival on this planet, and it all begins with the instruction manual for life itself. You see, every single living thing, from the tiniest bacterium to a giant blue whale, is built from a master plan. It's like a biological blueprint that holds every single instruction for what it is and what it does. And that blueprint? It's a molecule we call DNA. It's tucked away inside almost every cell in your body, and it carries all the hereditary information that gets passed from one generation to the next. The instructions that make you, well, you. So really, when you boil it all down, reproduction is just the process of making a copy of that DNA blueprint and passing it on. You can almost think of it as a biological copy job. The process is actually a lot like using a photocopier. First, the cell makes a perfect copy of its entire DNA blueprint. Then, the cell itself splits in two, with each new daughter cell getting one of those copies. Seems simple enough, right? But what if the copy isn't perfect? And that is the crucial question. You know, no copy process is ever 100% flawless. Sometimes the biological photocopier makes a tiny little error, a little smudge, a slight change in the blueprint. These small changes are what we call variation. And this, right here, is the answer to our opening question. The tiny, random differences that happen when DNA gets copied are precisely why you're similar to your parents, but not an identical clone. And it turns out this imperfection isn't a bug at all. It's a feature that life has built its entire strategy around. So over billions of years, life has really fine-tuned two main approaches to this whole copy job. One that tries to minimize those errors, and another that actually embraces them. Okay, let's start with the first strategy, the straightforward, no-fuss method. Think of this one as making a direct, high-fidelity photocopy. Asexual reproduction is all about speed and efficiency. You've only got one parent, so the offspring are genetic clones. I mean, they're almost perfect copies. It's an incredibly fast process. You see it when an amoeba just splits in two, or when a flatworm regenerates into a whole new organism from just a tiny piece. But then there's the other strategy. This one isn't about making a perfect copy. It's about mixing things up. This is the creative remix. This, of course, is sexual reproduction. It takes two parents to create an offspring that is a brand new, totally unique genetic combination of both of them. Yeah, it's a slower, more complex process, but its entire purpose is to generate tons of variation. We see it everywhere, from flowers being pollinated to, how we humans reproduce. Okay, so let's just compare them directly. Asexual. You got one parent, you get identical clones, and it's super fast. Sexual. Two parents, you get unique offspring, and it's slow. Looking at this, a pretty logical question probably pops into your head. I mean, seriously, if asexual reproduction is so much more efficient, why did life ever develop this slow, complicated, and frankly kind of risky process of sexual reproduction? Why bother with the remix at all? The answer lies in one of the most powerful advantages for long-term survival, the advantage of not being the same. It's the power of variation. All right, just imagine this scenario. You've got a population of identical clones. What happens if the environment changes? Say the temperature suddenly shoots up and they just can't handle the heat. Well, they all die. It's a total dead end. But in a population with variation, it's a completely different story. Sure, most of them might still perish, but because of those random copying errors, a few individuals might just happen to be slightly more heat resistant. They survive, they reproduce, and just like that, the species carries on. And that's the key. That is the big takeaway here. Those tiny random changes are literally the raw fuel for evolution. Variation is what allows a species to adapt to a changing world. Without it, life would be incredibly fragile, easily wiped out by the very first new challenge it faced. So, when you put this all together, you start to see that reproduction isn't just one simple thing. It's this beautiful, balanced strategy. It's not just about making more copies. It's about making sure those copies can survive in the future. Life is in this constant dance,
balancing the need to faithfully copy what works, that's fidelity, with the need to generate new possibilities to face an unpredictable world. And that's creativity, or variation.
And that leaves us with a pretty fascinating thought, doesn't it? In every single act of reproduction, from the simplest cell to the most complex animal, this dance between copying and creating is happening right now. It really makes you wonder, what new variations are emerging as we speak, preparing life for a future that we can't even imagine?